Shalom. First of all, I'd like to start off by giving all great honor to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Ba'ashim, Rakatash. Double honor to teachers, sellers, and the also great millstone, likewise brothers putting out this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep into brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson is titled, Accept the Empowerment of Yahawashi, not Esau's. Before we go for any further here, let's take a look at the word empowerment, and you're going to see how this relates, to the current environment in this ministry concerning the children of Israel. This is the AI overview, and it means to empower someone means to give them the authority, confidence, skills, and support to take control of their own lives, make decisions, and achieve their goals, making them feel stronger and more capable. It involves promoting their self-actualization, enabling their potential, and granting them the power of freedom to act, often by removing obstacles or providing necessary resources. And the resources, and the removal of obstacles, is letting you Hebrew Israelites out there know, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos know that you are Yasharallah, Prince of the Power, the true biblical Hebrew Israelite that the Bible speaks of, and when you listen to the words that are coming from the man that are ordained by Yahawashi to bring out this wisdom, this gospel, you will achieve your goals, which is everlasting life, which is supposed to be the inner thought of all of us, is to get closer to Yahawashi, to achieve everlasting life, when you come into this truth, you will feel stronger, you will feel stronger against temptation. You know, what laws and rules that you should follow to the best of your ability while you're here in captivity in Great Babylon, America, and this will, in essence, give you control of your life. In reality, you know that Yahawashi controls everybody's walk, but hearing this word, this truth, not being deceived by the devil, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, and his rhetorics, is going to give you the results that we as the men of the Lord are now experiencing. Never in our life have we been more happier. Let's go into the first scripture here. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 1, and starting with verse 26, and it reads, For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but power hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and power hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So the thing about you Jakes out there, is that you judge everything by appearance, not the character. You judge everything in a worldly eye view versus spiritual. So it is always going to be accepted by you Jakes, out there, that the three-piece suit wearing man, with the gray hair and the necktie, and have these titles like CEO, CFO, high level corporation ownership, is on the cover of magazines, is basically who's who, in society. This is who you base your trust in, So you have the lowly, the foolish things of the world, the base things of the world, that the Lord Yahawashi set up, people that look like you, walk just like you, pretty much in the same situation like you, but have this wisdom, and you despise it. You don't feel empowered, by the words that's coming from the prophet's mouth. It says, and base things of the world and things which are despised. Who are despised? We are, we're despised. Had power chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, so we have the eyesight to see, that this kingdom is in a free fall. It's going out, and along the way, on its way to being completely and utterly destroyed, there's going to be great tribulation, lots of death, from famine to sword, civil unrest, etc., 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 including the beasts of the field, and these are warnings that we are bringing, because through these warnings, you would see that there is no future here. This man, even though he represents the ideal version of what you would like to be, he is not chosen by the Lord Yahawashi, okay, to empower you. Okay, the prophets were chosen to empower you, Jake. Okay, this is Isaiah 1 and verse 3. It reads, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel did not know. My people do not consider. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahawashi. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel into anger. They are gone away backward. Daily videos are out here. You take a look at this, okay? This is the daily bread. The men of the Lord are doing the work, okay? As you scroll down here, you can see video after video after video after video, okay, of the watchmen, okay? The watchmen go out in the highway and the byway, okay, putting their bodies, okay, and their freedom, okay, online, okay, to do what? To bring out this gospel as truth. But instead, because we don't look like what you would think to be worldly success, okay, knowledgeable, okay, you decline to hear the words that's coming out of our mouth. In fact, let's go into 1 Corinthians 2 and start in verse 12, and it reads, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of power, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of power, which is this knowledge. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual, okay? So, Esau comes with his, pseudoscience, his pseudo-history, and lies, and this is what y'all prefer to hear. Y'all would believe that the people over there in the state of Israel are the true biblical Hebrew Israelite, yet still none of them can even tell you what tribe they're from. They all happens to be Jews, or from the tribe of Judah. It makes absolutely no sense, okay? And a message that's coming from the man of the law, which is a message from Yahawashi, the scriptures give you a revelation or give you a view of who the children of the Most High would be, okay? The situation they would be in, okay? Who would be in rulership, okay? And how things would play out. And yet still you don't see this. It said, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of power, for their foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Okay, so you're not accepting it because the Lord Yahawashi did not choose you to accept it. Okay, but the job of the prophets is to go in the highway and the byway on this unicorn to continuously, okay, bid as much of the supper. Okay, bid as much. Okay, to hear this. Okay, you go into the book of John 15 and start verse 19. It reads, if ye were of the world would have loved his own. Y'all would love the 3-piece suit. This is the reason why you have, the Jakes that do wear the suits and and the shave face and show their wealth, from the money that they steal from their audience, audience or their followers. Okay, are more acceptable because the mindset over here has always been, if you have wealth, okay, then you must be somebody. You must be somebody of prominence. You must know what you're doing because that's how you achieve those wealth, okay? And so it's always a worldly gain that's always preferred versus, spiritual gain. It says, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. We were chosen out of the matrix. Okay, we were taken out of the matrix. Therefore the world hated you because we're not seeing the same thing anymore. Okay? We're not seeing the same thing anymore. Each and every one of us was in the world at one point. Some of us are in the world a lot longer than others. Some of us is in there for decades, chasing our tail, trying to figure out how we're gonna make it, and this is what I need to do and all that stuff. You got sent to private school, universities, all this other things. Okay. And you were just like everybody else in this matrix, and the Lord Yahawashi had already chosen you to pull you out of there. Okay, and I don't know if any brother currently right now teaching that have any regret for this. I certainly don't. It says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant. Okay, Yahawashi, the servant, okay, which is us, okay, is not greater than his Lord, which is Yahawashi. If they have persecuted me, Yahawashi, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So we know the history of what happened. O'Keefe was not accepted. He was actually a murder was chosen over him to be crucified. Okay, and he was, he was crucified. He was not accepted. So how much more so us? Okay, how much more so us? Okay, let's go into the book of Psalms 40 and starting with verse 1. Okay, and it reads, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. I waited patiently for the Lord Yahawashi, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of a horrible pit, out of the mire clay, and set my feet upon rock, and established my going. So the Lord Yahawashi took us out, okay, the mindset of Great Babylon, America, out of this wicked way of thinking, and gave us a solid foundation to stand on, and be building that foundation on the Lord Yahawashi. So right now, as we pray every day to the Lord Yahawashi to guide us, okay, because we're still in this flesh, there's a lot of things that goes on in your head, man. There's a lot of things that goes on in your head, and especially as you engage with these people in the world that are still plugged into the matrix, okay? And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our power. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord Yahawashi. And that's the hopefully elect, okay, the 1/3, okay? They will come to the realization that these are the men that are sent by the Lord Yahawashi. Although, we cuss and, we look a little tough, and we're definitely tough on the edges, okay? We believe that we are, okay? Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord Yahawashi his trust, and respected not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lie. So we don't respect, okay, the proud, which is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. But you Jakes do, because why? You have inclined your ear to hearing lies, okay? And if it's working for you, then you're going to continue on in that, okay? And this is why our message is not profitable to them, okay? Food, riches, and acceptance in this world is more profitable to them. Okay, let's go into Hebrews 11:7. It reads, by faith Noah, being warned of power of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is by faith. So we live by faith. We understand that most of you will never believe that there's going to be famine, that you're going to have this devil send out cyborgs, killer robots, and to go hunt you down and kill you in the street, that the streets of America is going to be laden with dead bodies that are not going to be put, in graves, and, mass starvation. As I walk around here and I see the poverty, yes, I see, every couple blocks, there's some type of food pantry, to help the people, okay, or to feed Jakes them that are living on the streets, okay. And that's going to come to an end real soon, okay. That is going to come to an end real soon. And the Jakes that tend to be much more, rebellious are the ones that are coherent. It's not really the sick Jakes, the ones that are mentally ill. It's the coherent Jakes, the one that feel that they've made it, or they're surrounded by people that is puffing them up, and these are the ones you see doing the videos and calling what we have a cult, and just going out of their way to be just absolutely rebellious, okay. And that's okay. Let's go into the book of Proverbs 29 and start verse 3. It reads, a man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. And you have Jakes, even though we are in a poor state, they have a lot of pride, okay, which is wow. It said, whoso is partnered with a thief hated his own soul. He heard cursing and paraded not. Okay, this man bear false witness against us, and yet still y'all don't stand up against it. At least you're not standing up against it in righteousness. What you're doing is like you want to have a collusion, or let's do it along with the Edomites or these other tribes, okay, that have ignored you when you're down and out, okay. But you're in, and even though Jason might say, well, we're not going to fall for it, we're not going to join hands with them, yet still you, in the back of your mind, you're really like, okay, good for them, maybe he sees the sword off of us for a minute, but he's on them, okay. But in reality, you still want Great Babylon, America to continue on, and you live in the same state that you're in. It says, the fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord Yahawashi shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from who? The Lord, Yahawashi. That's what we understand and we know. Okay? We know who we are. Okay? We know what we are to Esau. Okay? It says, an unjust man is an abomination to the just. Esau is an abomination to us. And he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. So we're an abomination to the wicked. You'll see comments, coming on your page like, why am I seeing this crap? You'll see, your likes, okay, versus your not like, your percentage may be 50, as low as 50%, because people look in your video and they go, they hate you. They hate you. They hate the fact that you are unplugged. Okay. They hate that. Okay. Because we have accepted the empowerment of Yahawashi. Okay. We are the chosen people. Okay. In the scriptures. Okay. We are the ones, okay, that follow the Lamb, wherever he goes. We hear his voice. Okay. And for that, okay, y'all hate us. Okay. And y'all are not chosen to get that empowerment. Let's close with the book of Hebrews 3. And start verse 12, it says, take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief. And this is why we don't associate with unbelievers. Okay? We don't associate with you. You'll come with your signs, you'll come with your pseudo signs, you'll come and go, for God so loved the world, he died for everybody. You'll come with all of that. You can always come up with a story of when another tribe was doing something great for you. Well, we look at that in such a way. If Edomites or these other tribes are doing something good for you, A, they can either be a Jake themselves, or B, the Lord Yahawashi is going to use your enemies, okay, to help provide for you. It says, when a man's ways pleases the Lord Yahawashi, he will make their enemy even be good to them, so to speak, okay? So that's how we view it. We view it with a different outlook, not a worldly way, okay? So I'll start from the beginning. It says, take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living power. But exhort one another daily, which is putting out these videos, okay, going on the highway and byway, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Okay, and this is the reason why you go and you stay grounded. Okay, you find men fall out of this because why? Oh, I'll take 3 weeks off, 4 weeks off, mingle with my old friends, and maybe I can try to get back into the mix of things that I used to, just to see how it is. I already know these scriptures. I already know how everything works. And the next thing you know, okay, the world pulled them in, okay, and the Lord take the spirit off of them, because in reality, in their heart, that's really what they prefer, okay. So Lord will indeed, like I said, the Father closes by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.